My dad called me one night when I was 16. I didn't really get to talk to him. I was kind of preoccupied, told him to call me back. I had went a long time blaming myself for not being able to talk to him. Now, that was 16-year-old me. I didn't know all the facts. I didn't know what was going on. Looking back on it, I was going through something already. My dad was going through something. I didn't know he was a hell of a addict, and he was doing what he could down in Florida. My mom was drilling him for child support, so he tried to get away to make an extra dollar. He took a job kind of off the books that was sketchy. We'll get into that in another video, exactly what happened. That gave me an excuse to cut loose. I was already cutting loose, but that was the flame to my dynamite. I was already on fire, and when that happened, it was like, okay, all bets are off. Appreciate you guys for watching. Please subscribe. I'm a little emotional. It's okay though. I'm putting myself out there today to be able to help somebody maybe later on down the line. So when I was 16, I was already kind of running wild. Back then, I only had a single parent. She was trying to work as much as she could, so I was pretty much on my own. And I was already into drinking and smoking and doing the things that us youngins think is cool back then. I had started with that funny video talking about the beginning with my ADHD. Like that's like the starting point of where the trouble began. And it led on all through middle schools when I started smoking, started when I could, and 15, 16 is kind of when I jumped off the porch. That's when I started, slanging the old Mexican brick, as we call it. I was going out there, so I already had an estranged relationship with my father. Growing up, he lived up north on the farm or near the farm in northern Michigan while I was in Detroit. So I only saw him on like Thanksgiving maybe, but definitely Christmas, Easter, and the summer. That was it. So I had hit about 15. I had already lived up there for a few months, got a chick pregnant, caused a bunch of drama up there, so dad kicked me back with mom. Well, after that happened, I didn't know, but he had took off down to Florida. I had no idea. I thought he was still with my grandfather. I was drinking, I was drugging, I was really into skateboarding, so I was into that kind of crowd. Out late, the long chains and the Jinko jeans, but it gives you a good idea of what I went through and who I am. So my mother was in a really bad car accident in 1988. I was born in 85, so I was 3 years old when it happened. I don't remember any of it, but she had went into a coma for 6 weeks. She came out of it having to relearn how to read, write. She didn't know who her kids were. She had to learn how to use the bathroom again. I mean, she completely started from zero. She was on disability because she couldn't work. One leg was shorter than the other. She had crushed every bone in her right arm. It didn't open all the way. Like, she was legit disabled. But she hated it. She had gone back to school. She couldn't graduate the GED. So in 1996, I believe, she graduated in 97, and it took her a few years to do it. But she went back to like adult education, high school, like the actual high school. Did her adult ed courses and walked the stage in 97. Meanwhile, my other brother had already dropped out of school. I wasn't doing well. She went back to kind of show us that it was possible. So she had already, when I was 16, she had already started working and was out of the house. So it was basically free reign, which is not what I needed. She did what she could, but she dealt with me and my brother, who pretty much thought we were grown men. Like, given the context, so coming up to my birthday at 16, when I was 16, I had this huge plan. Me and a bunch of friends were shooting moves like 3-4 months in advance. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. Buy this. Save this. You know how it goes. So that 16th birthday came. We had thrown a bash at a friend of mine's house that was right across the way from my house. And we had thrown like a bash. And I remember getting so intoxicated. My brother had to come get me. He dragged me home by my shirt, threw me on the bed, and I was laying on my bed, highly intoxicated, and I get the phone call. It's Dad. He says, "Hey, son, happy birthday, son." I said, "Hey, Dad, I love you." He was like, "You can't really talk to me right now, can you?" I said, "No, I can't, but can you please call me back tomorrow so we can actually talk?" He said, "Yes, son." And that was it. So a few months later, he had passed away. And that was the spiral of what started the road of Red's Road, let me tell you. Stay tuned about the freak accident that happened to my dad and what occurred after that.